In this video, I want to break down literally everything we know from the Modern Warfare 3 Zombies reveal trailer, which I guess is also the intro cutscene. I know this is quite a few days late, but I have been away for the last week and a half, and I did also get ill and I've had a very sore throat, and it's really unfortunate because I've missed literally all of the teasers leading up to the Modern Warfare 3 Zombies trailer. I did actually try recording a video on these teasers, and I just decided to not make the video since I felt like my voice was just way too gone. I'll play a clip from it now so you can see how bad it was. We have been getting some brand new teasers for Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, and these appear to be from the intro cutscene of the mode, and I just want to deeply apologize for my voice right now. I am currently sick, so I am sorry that I sound so different to usual, and I'm going to try and get this commentary out of the way as quickly as possible since I'm really struggling right now. So yeah, it's very unfortunate that I've missed all of this build up to the Modern Warfare 3 Zombies trailer, but despite this, I am back now and my voice is just about recovered, so I can get back into the swing of things, and from now on I'll be covering everything as soon as it is announced, as opposed to having to wait a little while, because we are going to be seeing the full-fledged reveal for Modern Warfare 3 Zombies on October 5th at Call of Duty Next. As you know, it was previously announced that multiplayer for Modern Warfare 3 as well as the new Warzone map would be revealed at this event. However, before we got this Modern Warfare 3 Zombies trailer, it was revealed that we would be getting a full-on panel discussing Modern Warfare 3 Zombies at this event. We'll probably get more trailers, maybe we'll even get to see some gameplay, maybe the YouTubers and influencers who are going to the event will be able to play it as well. So what I'm going to do in this video is break down everything we have learned from the trailer. Now, as I've said in prior videos, I am very skeptical about this mode because I wasn't a huge DMZ fan, and this mode is essentially just DMZ mixed with zombies, and for that reason, I'm quite worried about the gameplay. However, things are looking very promising from a storyline standpoint, and everything we have learned from this cinematic cutscene looks awesome. So even if I'm not a big fan of the gameplay this year, at least I know that I'll have a lot to talk about in videos regarding to the storyline and the lore, and I'm so excited to cover all of that content for you on the channel. Since Black Ops Cold War, I've not really been interested in Call of Duty's gameplay at all, and I've mainly only been interested in the storyline and lore, and that's predominantly what I've been covering on the channel. Now, of course, I'm going to play Modern Warfare 3 Zombies when it releases, and we haven't even seen gameplay yet, so there is the possibility that once I actually get to try it out, I'll fall in love with it and really enjoy it, and maybe I'll be making a lot of gameplay videos on the channel as well as the regular storyline videos. But all I'm saying is, if the gameplay ends up sucking, if I'm not a big fan of it, at least we know that the storyline will be very solid this year. So what I'm going to do for you now is I'm going to play the full intro cutscene. It's literally over 4 minutes long. I'm sure most of you have probably already seen it, so if you have, just skip ahead before I break down everything we know. With that being said, I'll be back in 4 minutes.
It is time. Mask up. Light them up.
Oh, good.
Room's clean. Oh, they're actually real. They're actually here. Let's go.
Boss, we gotta go! It's the cops! Here they come!
Put him down.
Roger. Move out the target. Flank it up. Target sighted.
Fuck. Looks like we have a weapon.
We're coming up on the EZ. ETA 2 minutes. We got intel that Zakhaev was planning something a few months ago.
By the time we worked out where he was operating, all we could do was go kinetic and hope to flush the bastard out.
One of our checkpoints reported hostile contact. Then the whole town went dark.
Until we know what's going on, containment is the name of the game. No one gets in, and nothing, I mean nothing gets out. Clear?
Ravenov here has experience with this kind of incursion.
Brilliant. He'll give you the lay of the land. Keep your head up and listen to him if you want to survive.
Report to SSO Greene. Out here, this is her show! Welcome to Operation Deadbolt.
This is us. Let's move.
Pre-order any digital edition and get the Zombie Ghost Operator skin.
So that cutscene was absolutely beautiful. One thing's for certain, this year we're going to be seeing some amazing cutscenes for zombies on the Modern Warfare engine, and it seems like because we're getting Modern Warfare characters, Infinity Ward of course want to make sure that their characters are in beautiful cinematics. It just sucks that the end of the Aether storyline in Black Ops 4 Zombies didn't get cinematic cutscenes as beautiful as this. It just is so unfortunate. Now, although this cutscene was awesome and there's a lot to divulge from it, I do feel like it was kind of too long. I believe this is the longest cutscene we've ever gotten in Zombies before, and despite this, I think there wasn't really too much substance to this cutscene. I think the majority of it was just combat, and that's totally fine. It sets the stage for Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, and it sets the aesthetic and vibe. However, it's crazy to think that this cutscene was so long, longer than any of the Aether Story cutscenes, and yet had a lot less to it. So I want to break down everything we have learned from the cutscene now. So as you will have seen, Victor Zakhaev is in fact still alive. Now, we last saw Victor Zakhaev on Verdansk. Of course, he was involved in bringing arms over to Verdansk and the war in Verdansk. He is, of course, a Russian ultranationalist, and he was working with Al-Assad and Al-Qatala on Verdansk, and they were helping to supply the weapons. And Victor Zakhaev was the one responsible for the deadly gas coming over to Verdansk, which people have speculated might be Nova gas or something like that. Anyways, his fate was left unknown after he tried to launch one of the nuclear missiles from one of the silos in Verdansk, and when he tried to do so, he was stopped by none other than Captain Price, who threw him off the bunker edge, and that silo is very deep. There's absolutely no way he should have survived that fall. However, I guess he did, as he is back now, and within the Modern Warfare 3 Zombies cutscene, we see that he has a big scar over his face, so I'm guessing that is probably from the fall. His skull probably cracked, however, somehow someone rescued him and he managed to survive. And I am very glad that we're seeing Victor Zakhaev again, because his character was completely wasted. They just killed him off out of nowhere with this unsuspected cutscene that wasn't even tied into the nuke event, and it was just so obscene. It literally just came out of nowhere when you completed the last intel mission on Warzone, and Infinity Ward just completely wasted his character. So I'm very glad that Treyarch are going to be giving him new life in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies and fleshing out his character and allowing us to see him in a way that we haven't before. At the same time though, I'm kind of disappointed that they keep killing off characters and then just bringing them back. They of course brought back Alex and they brought back Graves, and it seems like the only reason they brought them back was to sell them as operator bundles. It just seems like there are no stakes to this storyline, and it doesn't matter if someone is apparently dead, they're just going to bring them back later. And I know this is a problem with Infinity Ward's writers, because Treyarch are of course writing the Modern Warfare 3 Zombie storyline, but there's no doubt that Infinity Ward, Treyarch and Sledgehammer all have meetings and they all talk together, and it's not that one studio is entirely dictating the storyline. They all have discussions together and do help shape the storyline in coalition, even though Treyarch will have the main influence. Call of Duty's blog post did actually say that although the mode is developed by Treyarch, it is in collaboration with Sledgehammer Games and High Moon Studios, so they are still working on things for this mode. It's not entirely Treyarch, and I know this is an issue with Infinity Ward because they were the ones responsible for bringing back a load of supposedly dead characters in the past, which which is why Victor Zakhaev returning is such an issue, because it's happened so many times now that it's kind of lost that effect, that hype effect of an apparently dead character coming back. It just keeps happening over and over again. We've literally just had Graves back, and it just sucks that Infinity Ward were the ones responsible for this, and now Trek are doing this. And if Victor Zakhaev returned and we hadn't had prior characters return who were supposedly dead, this wouldn't be an issue, because it would be a one-time thing that we can look past. Even though it doesn't make sense realistically wise, there's no way he would have survived that fall, we can kind of brush past it because it is a one-off scenario. But because of Infinity Ward's poor writing with bringing back prior characters over and over, that is why this becomes redundant. At the same time though, I guess this is a pro and a con, because as you were saying, it's a con because this keeps happening over and over again, but it's a pro because finally we get to see Victor Zakhaev fleshed out. Now, because Victor Zakhaev is going to be the main villain of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, I do wonder if he will also make an appearance in the campaign of Modern Warfare 3. If he is apparently still alive, because we expect to probably see the 4 Horsemen return, who are of course Makarov, Victor Zakhaev, Al-Assad, and then Imran Zakhaev apparently died, who is of course Victor's father. So maybe they could have someone replacing Imran so that we have the 4 Horsemen in Modern Warfare 3's campaign. But a lot of people right now are a bit confused on where Modern Warfare 3 Zombies takes place. So apparently it's going to be taking place in between Modern Warfare 2019 and Modern Warfare 2's campaign. So it's going to be taking place before Modern Warfare 3's campaign. And what I suspect is probably happening is it's going to probably be taking place soon after the events of Victor Zakhaev being pushed by Captain Price over that bunker edge, and Captain Price of course stopped that nuclear missile from being launched. So I think it might be taking place in late 2021, and what I'm wondering is it may even be taking place before the nuke event of Verdansk, where of course the Vodiano ship brought zombies over to Verdansk and then we nuked it to try and contain the outbreak. I suspect that it might be taking place before that, or at least in equilibrium with that, because I think the story of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies will explain more about that and more about that ship and why it came, and as to the aftermath of the zombies on Verdansk. I think it will be explained. I think that event is still canon. People are speculating whether the nuke event is still canon or not. I personally do think it is, after thinking about it back and forth multiple times, and I think it'll be explored within Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. Of course, Verdansk is returning set in 2023 in Modern Warfare 3's campaign. However, we do see that parts of the map, such as the hospital, are being rebuilt, and I do think that the nuke still went off. However, they've managed to rebuild much of Verdansk, and I think that was just a very small nuke that didn't contain much radiation, and over the couple years that have passed, leading up to 2023 in Modern Warfare 3's campaign, the radiation levels are at a hospitable condition. I do think the nuke event is canon, and like I said, I think that'll tie into Modern Warfare 3's campaign. It also begs the question, if Victor Zakhaev is the main villain in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, then maybe he was even the one responsible, or to do with the zombies coming over on Verdansk and to do with the Vodiano ship. Maybe he was even the one responsible for those missiles being launched, considering he tried to do it before and Captain Price stopped him. It really wouldn't surprise me if he played some sort of influence in those events. Okay, so now in terms of where Modern Warfare 3 Zombies is going to be set, so like I said before, it's going to essentially be DMZ Zombies, and it's going to be played on the same map as the new Warzone map. However, apparently Trek have reskinned and changed the aesthetic and vibes of the map to be more Zombies-esque and Zombies themed, which I guess will give it a more unique feel than Outbreak in Black Ops Cold War, where the map was the same as the Ural Mountains in Fireteam that was a cancelled Blackout map. This map will supposedly feel more unique, and it's going to be taking place in Urzikstan. Now, within the teasers leading up to this cutscene, we did get some images showing the overview of the map. So yes, that's right, it is going to be taking place in Urzikstan, and we can even see from the layouts from these images that yes, the rumors are true. Urzikstan is essentially a reskinned version of the cancelled Las Almas Warzone map that we got an image of in Modern Warfare 2's campaign. So essentially, they were planning to have this map set in Las Almas. They, for some weird reason, changed their plans, and they're keeping the same map, but they've just changed the aesthetic and the vibe of the Las Almas map to be set in Urzikstan, but the overall layout will remain practically the same. We can even see some of the layout matches up with the Las Almas map from the images that were released. And because the Modern Warfare 3 Zombies is going to be taking place in Urzikstan, we know that Urzikstan and Verdansk are pretty close to each other. They're not too far away, so that is why I feel like the zombie stuff that we saw before Verdansk got nuked will probably tie into Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, because Urzikstan and Verdansk are so close to each other. So it makes sense, considering this storyline is an interquel or a prequel to Modern Warfare 3, that is how everything will tie together. So what exactly is the storyline for Modern Warfare 3 Zombies? Zombies. So, the main bad group are a group known as Terminus Outcomes, which are a private military company, and their leader is Jack Fletcher. This is the character we see in the intro cutscene side by side with Victor Zakhaev. So I guess after Victor Zakhaev managed to survive falling over that bunker edge, he then hired Terminus Outcomes to try and retrieve new weapons, and he somehow learned of these Aetherium canister weapons and the conflict between Requiem and Omega Group. In the teasers leading up to this cutscene being revealed, we saw that Victor Zakhaev and I guess Terminus Outcomes had been researching into Requiem as well as Omega Group, and he had retrieved old documents on them. There were old documents showing Weaver, Dr. Gray, Carver, and the rest of the crew, and they had some labels that were noted Z, of course standing for Victor Zakhaev, who is also known as Mr. Z, the arms dealer that we saw on Verdansk and in the Spec Ops storyline. So yeah, he had been researching into Requiem and Omega Group, and I guess Black Ops Cold War Zombies, and it's very interesting that Black Ops Cold War Zombies of course took place in the 1980s, and this storyline is going to be taking place almost 40 years later in the 2020s. A very long time since the ending of the Forsaken in Black Ops Cold War. And we even see that Terminus Outcomes managed to retrieve a letter from the director of Requiem, who is of course none other than Eddie Richtofen, revealed at the end of Forsaken. This letter is pretty simple. It just confirms that Eddie Richtofen shut down Requiem in 1985, and then he had the Requiem heads apprehended. Of course, this is because he is working with an uber-rich group, probably manipulating that group for his own personal agenda on something called Project Janus that we know requires a large gateway to the Dark Aether, which I'll talk about in a second. So yeah, this letter doesn't give us any new information, considering we already learnt on Forsaken that following the events of that, he shut down Requiem, and Omega also was shut down, although Eddie Richtofen throughout the events of Cold War Zombies was basically manipulating both Omega and Requiem from behind the scenes to do his own personal biddings for Project Janus. He manipulated and weaved his way into the CIA and essentially had himself placed as the director of Requiem so that he could unfold his master plan. So Victor Zakhaev hired Terminus Outcomes led by Jack Fletcher to help him track and find the remaining Aetherium. With a squad of contractors, Zakhaev and Fletcher traveled to Urzikstan, where they first ambushed a group of police at an American checkpoint to create a diversion. After breaching into a basement, they discovered the remnants of Gregory Weaver and 3 other senior staff from Requiem around a device placed on the table. The device opened and Zakhaev retrieved 2 vials of Aetherium. And I'll talk more about this room in a little second and how it ties into Cold War Zombies and COD 2024 Zombies. Anyways, as they escaped, they were attacked by police reinforcements, including military police pinned down. Zakhaev tossed one of the vials at the police to create an exclusion zone, which turned people, both dead and alive, into zombies. Zakhaev managed to return to the LTV with Fletcher before leaving the area, realizing the effectiveness of Aetherium. So yeah, it's very interesting that Victor Zakhaev literally created an Aetherium zombie outbreak zone, literally just to try and evade from the police that were shooting at him. He even got shot in the cutscene, but we know he survives. And by the way, the description I just read is coming from the Call of Duty wiki. And yeah, it's just such a cartoonic way to get out of this incident. In fact, I found that this cinematic cutscene did feel very cartoonish at times, with some of the way that the characters moved and got away. It did feel very outlandish and bombastic, which isn't a bad thing by any means. It just is a different aesthetic to some of the other Modern Warfare cutscenes. But yeah, the cutscenes are absolutely beautiful, so I can't wait to try out Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. And of course, there are going to apparently be 3 acts for completing missions, very similar to the faction missions you can complete in DMZ. You will have to complete these missions over multiple games. There are 3 acts. Upon completing each one of the acts, you will get teleported to a smaller section of the map on Urzikstan, where you'll have to complete puzzles and stuff like that. And for completing each act, you'll get a cinematic cutscene. So I guess there'll be 3 cutscenes in a game telling the storyline. But yeah, this event happens. He starts the zombie outbreak due to these Aetherium canisters, and then what seems to happen is the actual events of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, where we'll be playing on the map, won't take place until a few weeks after this event. Because Call of Duty did release a blog post where we learn more about the aftermath of this event, and we actually see what happens right at the end of the cutscene. So following the events on the ground, a helicopter descends onto the area of the outbreak as SSO Kate Laswell and Sergeant Johnny So McTavish brief an unseen operator on the mission at hand, codenamed Operation Deadbolt. So this is going to be the CIA. So the CIA, of course, also know about the events of Requiem as well as Omega, and they've probably been researching into them as well. We know that Requiem was kept a secret from most of the CIA, and Eddie was so secretive about Project Janus they would even have people assassinated should they find out anything. However, of course, this is 40 years later, so it seems like they know more information now. now. And we did actually get a piece of intel in 2020 on Verdansk, and we knew that Task Force 141, Simon Ghost Riley, was actually looking into the Department of Requiem, and he wrote on it, what the F is the Department of Requiem? So they have known about zombies for a little while now, and probably in 2020, that's when Task Force 141 started uncovering these documents and clues, and then come the storyline of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, that's where they know a lot more. So Operation Deadbolt are going to be us, the operators, and this will essentially be the start of the game on Urzikstan. So just like in DMZ, just like in Warzone, you'll start off where you'll basically have to spawn in on a helicopter, and you'll parachute down onto the map. Of course, this new Warzone map, Urzikstan, will also be the section of the open combat missions, or some of the open combat missions in Modern Warfare 3's campaign. Some will be on Verdansk as well. So we've already seen what the map looks like, and it seems like you'll be playing in teams of 4. However, it seems like you can get up to 6 if you assimilate. However, there can be multiple teams in a game with, I believe, over 20 players. I can't remember the exact amount. Anyways, accompanying the team is Captain Sgt Ravenov, an operator and mission specialist with experience in this kind of incursion. So yes, Ravenov is back. He is, of course, one of the main characters that was introduced on Firebase C in Cold War Zombies, and he, of course, helped on Outbreak as a specialist, and he's a devout Russian patriot. However, he disagrees with the Russian government, and he will be well into his 70s now in the Modern Warfare 3 Zombie storyline, and yet the CIA are still recruiting him. He's probably going to be an operator in the game that we will actually play as, and it's so crazy to think. I'm really not sure why his operator bundle was cut from Black Ops Cold War, presumably because of the invasion of Ukraine by Russia, but then he's a main character in this game. It just doesn't really make any sense to me. At the time, I think Treyarch were just trying to not have any association with Russia, which doesn't make any sense because the game was about the Cold War, and it's not like Ravenov endorsed the USSR, and they don't even exist today. So I'm not really sure why his bundle never released, and then he's a main character in this game. Maybe it's because they thought if his bundle released, it would affect some of the canon that they're going to talk about and Ravenov's history in between Cold War Zombies and Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, but they could just say that bundle was non-canon, or he was just an operator taking place before the end of the Forsaken. I really love the fact that finally we are seeing Modern Warfare characters and Black Ops characters playing alongside each other in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. Ever since the Modern Warfare and Black Ops timelines collided, we of course saw Imran Zakhaev in Black Ops Cold War's campaign. However, we didn't really see a direct crossover between the characters, and now we finally are with Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. It's just so jarring, but so awesome at the same time to see Soap and Ravenov and Laswell together. So leading them on the ground is one SSO Greene. So Greene is going to be the main character, one of the new characters in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. The group has intel that Zakhaev was planning something a few months ago, but aren't sure exactly what that was. They're about to find out. So yeah, it seems like the events of the cutscene took place probably a few months before. And yes, we will be seeing Soap McTavish. And like I said before, this is before Modern Warfare 2's campaign. So it means that Soap was up to stuff with zombies before Modern Warfare 2's campaign even happened. And of course, on Verdansk in the original Warzone, we knew that Soap was just a click off the coast of Verdansk near Rebirth Island. And we didn't really know what that was all about, but we know that it probably had something to do with the Vodiano ship coming to Verdansk. So I'm sure that they will be telling the storyline of what exactly happened regarding that nuke event, tying into Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. Considering that Soap is involved and he was just a click off Verdansk, I'm sure that this stuff is going to tie together somehow. And we have a quote from Soap saying, "Until we know what's going on, containment is the name of the game. No one gets in and nothing, I mean nothing, gets out." Now I'm sure there's probably not going to be a set crew for Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, although we know some of the main characters so far, Greene, Ravenov, Laswell, although she'll probably just be in the helicopter commanding us, and Johnny Soap McTavish. And yeah, as you know, on this mode, there's going to be both zombies as well as human AI on the map. The human AI will be members of Terminus Outcomes, and they will be more on the outskirts of the map, as there's going to be an Aetherium circle around the map, and basically the game will be on a 60-minute countdown, and you'll have to race to the center of the map where there'll be an exfil point, where I guess Laswell will then come and collect you on a helicopter in the center of the map. But as you get closer to the center of the map, on that 60-minute countdown, as the Aetherium ring closes in on you, the zombies will get more and more difficult and harder. They'll move faster, there'll be more special enemies and bosses, and if you successfully exfil on the helicopter, you will keep any loot that you bring with you when you exfil, and that can be brought into future games just like DMZ. There will also apparently be strongholds on the map where there will again be human AI soldiers, which I guess will be again from Terminus Outcomes. Now, considering there is an Aetherium ring that closes in on you, in the original Outbreak you couldn't really go into the Aetherium Zone. However, it seems like there is going to be a gas mask that you will be able to equip, just like in DMZ and just like in Battle Royale normal Warzone, as one of the teasers showed a gas mask. So you'll be able to wear this gas mask tasked to survive longer in the zone as it closes in on you, just like in Battle Royale. It does suck that the game is on a 60-minute countdown. Maybe Treyarch could change it. Anyways, an emergency contingency plan put into action by the CIA, Operation Deadbolt was created in the aftermath of the Outbreak events witnessed by Requiem operatives during the events of Cold War. So it seems like this isn't the first instance of Outbreak Zones. It seems like ever since Black Ops Cold War, there have been Outbreak Zones popping up across the world, and I guess that's because select people around the world have Aetherium, and they have similar canisters to the one that Zakhaev managed to get, and they've been causing Outbreak Zones. Although the breach to the Dark Aether was closed at the end of Cold War Zombies, maybe they were opened up again in the events of COD 2024 Zombies, which I'll talk about soon. But what this means though is that we're probably going to see Outbreak return in COD 2024 Zombies, which is when we're finally going to see round-based zombies back. We're not seeing round-based this year, we're seeing a DMZ Zombies hybrid. However, we might be seeing proper Outbreak next year, set during the 90s, since that's when that game will be taking place. And I guess this could be a teaser to that, considering that Operation Deadbolt was created after the events of Black Ops Cold War, so probably there's going to be more Outbreak Zones that have been cropping up in between 1985 and 2023, and we're probably going to get a new Treyarch designed Warzone map in 2024, and that'll probably be the one that Outbreak is played on. And I hope that next year we get a proper sequel to Outbreak, one that's actually like normal Outbreak, where it's not mixed with DMZ and you can play indefinitely. I think we're probably going to see that next year, but this year in the meantime we're seeing DMZ Zombies. So SSO Laswell is given the job of prepping the plan, placing SSO Selma Greene on the ground as the de facto commander of the operation. So she's going to be the main one that we're going to be talking with on the ground. However, Laswell will probably be in the sky. When the team arrives at the exclusion zone alongside Soap and Ravenov, a few weeks have elapsed since the events shown in the first part of the trailer. So yeah, Soap and Ravenov will be one of the main characters, but like I said, we're probably going to be able to select any operator, which is crazy to think we're going to have people like Messi in the game and all of these other crazy operators such as Nicki Minaj that they've been adding to Modern Warfare 2. As a member of your team, your operator joins other multinational operators to counter the threat posed by the exclusion zone, all running under the basic tenets of Operation Deadbolt. Nothing gets in, nothing gets out. So yeah, this will be a secret from the world. They won't know about this since the zombies will be contained within this area in Urzikstan, with nothing getting in, nothing getting out, like they said. And I do want to say that we know that the zombies do manage to survive post the events of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, because we're having the haunting event in Season 6 of Modern Warfare 2 in Warzone, and in this, of course, we're seeing zombies back in Al Mazrah. However, we're also seeing some multiplayer maps that have been overhauled with a zombies theme, and we learn that zombies were on these maps. However, these maps had taken place after the zombie outbreaks were contained, so it means that zombies are still active in 2023, so that's something to be aware of, that we won't fully stop the zombies at the end of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. Well, I guess we never do anyways. So prepare to face off against a greater quantity of the undead than ever before as the members of Operation Deadbolt embark on difficult and multi-stage tasks as Soap and company attempt to stop Zakhaev and Terminus from plundering more resources, all while attempting to contain the current threat before it spreads out of control. Get ready to contain the incursion across different regions that escalate in difficulty with core zombie features and a cavalcade of secrets to discover. So yes, normal perks are going to be back. It seems like we're also going to be able to craft them. It does seem like the Wonder Fizz machine is going to be back as well. The Pack-a-Punch will be back. The ray gun will be back. A lot of the core features of zombies will be back. However, this is going to be an open world player versus environment extraction survival experience shared with other squads. There will be no PvP. You'll be able to team up with other squads though, and I guess race to exfil, along with a number of special story missions. Expect to face a variety of unique elements, challenges, as well as cinematics to reinforce the major story developments on November 10th, 2023. I'm so excited to play this. Although I am skeptical, I want to see what Treyarch can deliver with, but yeah, we probably won't see round base until next year, and maybe we'll also get a true Outbreak sequel next year as well. And there is actually a Simon Ghost Riley zombie skin that you get just for pre-ordering Modern Warfare 3. Now, this could just be for a cool little skin. It might not tie into anything regarding the storyline. However, maybe Simon Ghost Riley dies and actually turns into a zombie in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, but I don't think that's the case. I think this is probably just for this skin. And of course, this is just paying homage to all of the fan art, since people have been making fan art of Simon Ghost Riley as a zombie for a very long time. Now, because Modern Warfare 3 Zombies' storyline takes place before Modern Warfare 2019 and Modern Warfare 2, and we know that of course Simon Ghost Riley is in Modern Warfare 3's campaign, that means there's no way he dies and becomes a zombie in this. However, there is the possibility that whilst the first map, Urzikstan, takes place before the events of Modern Warfare 3's campaign, in the post-launch story of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, the timeline will of course progress, so it's possible that the timeline may progress up to 2023 and may even move past Modern Warfare 3's campaign campaign in the post-launch story. And in that, we could potentially see Ghost die, or Ghost could even die in Modern Warfare 3's campaign, and then in the zombie story, he becomes a zombie. Like I said, we do know that the zombies are still active thanks to the haunting event and seeing zombie outbreaks in Al-Mazrah as well as on some of the multiplayer maps. Personally though, I feel like this skin is just for an aesthetic, cool skin, and it doesn't mean that Ghost is going to die and become a zombie, but who knows what will happen. It's so awesome to finally see a Modern Warfare Zombies experience. It's so different to everything we've seen before. Even from this cutscene, it looks so different to any of the zombies experiences we've seen before. The aesthetic, the vibes, the Modern Warfare combat is just so unique to a zombie setting, and having them collide together is so awesome to finally see. I never thought we would see Modern Warfare Zombies, but we are at last. Let me know, do you think Ghost will actually become a zombie, or is this just a skin for fun and doesn't really mean anything? Now, there is of course also another character called Warden, who is a member on Makarov's team of Russian ultranationalists of Connie, and you get this operator as a bonus with the Vault edition of Modern Warfare 3. And this character similarly has a ghost mask with 3 different faces on it, and they look to be a zombie as well if you zoom in on them. So I'm wondering how this ties into the storyline of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, and who Warden is, why he has a ghost mask. Of course, we've seen other characters such as Mace wearing a ghost mask, and we know he was on the same team as Simon Ghost Riley in the past. What do all of these characters having ghost masks mean? Okay, so now that I've gotten most of the main storyline stuff out of the way, I want to talk about the biggest thing from this trailer, and that is regarding the room of which Victor Zakhaev enters to actually obtain these Aetherium vials, because this is the most important thing from the trailer, because it ties into whatever the storyline is for Call of Duty 2024 Zombies. As you know, at the end of Forsaken, it ends on a cliffhanger where it says 5 years later, so of course in 1990, and we learn that Dr. Peck is heading somewhere in the Pacific Ocean requesting for a boat to retrieve some old friends, which are probably the Requiem heads as well as the strike team that were apprehended and taken to Black Site 13 by the director of Requiem after he shut down Requiem. So Peck might be a protagonist in COD 2024 Zombies this time around. Now, like I said, Modern Warfare 3 Zombies takes place almost 40 years after the events of the Forsaken, and what this means is a lot of things will have happened within that. And in prior videos I was saying I don't think Trek will spoil exactly what happens in Call of Duty 2024 Zombies in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. I said I think they'll hint and allude to what happens in COD 2024 Zombies, but not give it away entirely, and that is kind of true. However, they have given away something huge that happens in COD 2024 Zombies, because we know that Weaver dies in COD 2024 Zombies, because we see 4 characters that are deceased. It seems like they died a long time ago, and they are stood around this table where there is the Aetherium canisters in the middle, and they have their hands placed on them. Now, we can only truly identify Gregory Weaver because we see his eye patch, but the other characters are most likely Dr. Gray, so I guess rest in peace Samantha, Maxis, and Gray, love interest enjoyers, and the other 2 characters are probably Carver as well as Strauss, so the 4 Requiem heads. And the reason why it's probably these 4 characters is because the Forsaken predicted that all will die in the Easter egg, and it seems like he was right, and this was true. Of course, the Dark Aether, I guess, allows you to learn things about the future. Now, in the background of this illusion was Samantha Maxis, so I'm wondering if these characters actually die as the result of Samantha Maxis. Now, it seems like they are holding hands, and maybe the 4 Requiem heads died because they were trying to free Samantha Maxis. Maybe this was actually a sacrifice and they had to die in order to free her. Alternatively, maybe they were manipulated and this was a trap. Maybe they were told that this would allow them to free Samantha Maxis from the Dark Aether, who of course, she flew into the Dark Aether at the end of Forsaken to trap the Forsaken in the containment chamber, and she's been in there for a very long time and is most likely corrupted and manipulated in the Dark Aether, might become even a boss or a threat in the future. And maybe Samantha Maxis might have actually manipulated the characters in freeing her, and as a result they died. Alternatively, maybe this was actually a trap by Eddie Richtofen, because of course he was playing chess in Cold War Zombies, manipulating our characters to do his bidding, both Omega and Requiem. Literally everyone was manipulated by him, and this could be a similar case where he was giving false information to the Requiem heads and Dr. Peck to think that they were freeing Samantha Maxis, but maybe it was for his own agenda and his own goal. Because if we look at the device in the middle of this table, it looks very similar to the Dark Aether portal chamber that we see on Firebase Z. It's basically like a mini version of it, meaning that this device probably allows a breach to the Dark Aether, a gateway to be opened up that we know is one of Eddie Richtofen's goals for Project Janus. He needs a live large Aetherium gateway, so maybe he managed to create a mini version of the one on Firebase Z, and he had these characters sacrifice themselves, maybe via manipulation, to try and activate this gateway. But why does he need the gateway? Well, I've speculated in prior videos that Grigori Weaver may have tried to assassinate Eddie Ricthofen way before the events of Cold War Zombies. He may have not known who Eddie Ricthofen was. This was just an assassination attempt. He was given intel by Samantha Maxis. However, this assassination attempt seemed to have gone wrong, and afterwards he burned down the house to try and cover his tracks, and it's speculated that when he burned down the house, he may have killed the son of Eddie Ricthofen as well as his wife, but somehow his son may have then ended up trapped in the Dark Aether, potentially as one of the Aetherium orbs that we see bond with Mr. Peaks, the rabbit in the Dark Aether, that might actually be the offspring of Cortifex as well as Syraxis from Vanguard Zombies. And Eddie Ricthofen might be trying to rescue his son and trying to bring his son out of the Dark Aether, and in turn getting back at those who hurt him the most, and Weaver might have died as a result of this, and this could have all been the director playing chess, just like in Cold War Zombies, setting up Requiem, well I guess no longer Requiem since they were shut down, to do his bidding to try and free his son. This is a possibility of what this rumor might be, and this could be the ending of COD 2024 Zombies, where they all end up dying. But we still have questions. Where is Samantha Maxis? Is she still in the Dark Aether? Was she freed? And I really do like that Modern Warfare 3 Zombies is tying a lot more into Cold War Zombies and COD 2024 Zombies than I previously thought. However, I'm not a big fan of them entirely spoiling that Weaver and co die. I would have liked this to be kept a secret. Although it was teased by the Forsaken, it still was a bit ambiguous. We didn't know if he was telling the truth, though now we know for sure. Now, of course, it still gives us lots of room to speculate because it doesn't tell us exactly what happens and how they got here, but at the same time, it is a big spoiler for COD 2024 Zombies that maybe would have been better kept a secret. But like I said, we still don't know how they got here, so there's still a lot to speculate about. And it seems like these Aetherium canisters in this room are very concentrated levels of Aetherium, which explains why Zakhaev chucking it caused a massive zombie outbreak in an instant, because it's so highly concentrated. And I wonder who made these canisters. I've got a feeling like it was either Eddie Ricthofen or he manipulated other people to create them for his own personal bidding, but either way I feel like he's the one responsible for them. And the Requiem heads' corpses seem like they've had their life sucked out of them, so maybe this device actually sucked out their souls in order to create an ether portal, either to allow Samantha Maxis out or even to allow Weaver's son's own ethereal soul out, as he seems to be residing as an orb. It is possible that these Aetherium devices were created as a result of Richthofen's Project Janus. It makes sense that maybe he is using these devices for his own goals, such as rescuing his son, but the uber-rich group who are shareholders in Project Janus may have wanted them for a different reason, such as just a bioweapon that they could use on the world and profit off of if they were to sell it to weapons manufacturers. It's most likely that the uber-rich group and Richtofen want similar things but for different reasons, and he's going to use them. It really would make sense to me that Richtofen is the one who orchestrated whatever happens within this room. I feel like Weaver and the other Requiem heads wouldn't have done this without being misled. I feel like I was saying before, they were either led into a trap by Eddie Ricthofen to collect their souls into this device under the guise of rescuing Samantha, but it might have been for a different reason, or it may have even been Samantha manipulating them, but I feel like it's most likely because of Eddie. And it would be the perfect opportunity for him to get back at Weaver as well for that failed assassination attempt and potentially killing his wife as well as child. Now, I really didn't think we would see any Cold War Zombies characters in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. I thought it would be a pretty self-contained story where they would only allude to stuff that happens in COD 2024 Zombies, but considering we're seeing Ravenov as one of the main characters, which is a huge surprise, it is really surprising how much this is tying into COD 2024 Zombies. And it also begs the question, where is Dr. Peck and Eddie Ricthofen in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies storyline? Are they still alive but super old in their 70s, just like Ravenov? Could somewhere in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies be an old version of Ricthofen and an old version of Peck, and they may be in the story as well, because their fates are left unknown. We don't know what happens to them, as well as Samantha Maxis too. For all we know, Samantha Maxis could still be in the Dark Aether, which means that the Dark Aether would have been corrupting her over so many hundreds and hundreds of years, even thousands, because of course the Dark Aether works at a much slower rate. We know that 40 years in the Dark Aether is essentially like 400 years. So in that time, she could have corrupted and become a lot more evil and powerful with a lot more of her super abilities. So yeah, I really wonder whether we'll see Peck or Eddie in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies storyline. And like I said before, I also wonder what this room is, because in this room, not only is there this device, which is is probably to open up some sort of portal to the Dark Aether, which, like I said, it could be that the characters tried to free Samantha Maxis and they sacrificed themselves. It could also be that the director Ricthofen tricked them into thinking it was freeing Samantha, but it actually freed his son. We're not exactly sure. However, in this room, there's a lot more artifacts from zombies. We see that there's a monkey bomb. We also see that there are the wands, which were the field upgrades in Cold War Zombies to allow the operators to harness the Dark Aether abilities. We also see that there is the Cerberus, the wonder weapon from MW2. There are also some perk canisters. So all of this is in this room, and it has to be for a reason. And I'm wondering if maybe these artifacts from zombies were needed to be in this room for this ritual to actually take place with these Aetherium canisters. Alternatively, I think that this room might have actually been created by Eddie Richtofen because he might have been collecting different artifacts from zombies and he might have just been putting them all in this room, or the Requiem heads collected all of these items for this room. But I wouldn't be surprised if Eddie Richtofen is responsible for this room and then he led the Requiem heads into a trap. But yeah, like I said before, this room takes place in Urzikstan, so we might be able to explore it in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, and maybe it's going to be an integral room in the Easter egg. I'm guessing it'll be locked off, and maybe in the Easter egg we're going to be able to access it. It could even be a stronghold location. This room will definitely be very important in the Easter egg. Maybe it could even be a high tier loot location where there's a bunch of items such as the monkey bomb and the other zombies wonder weapons in this room. This might mean that we might see a load of wonder weapons from Cold War Zombies and even perks returning exactly the same. Considering they're in this room, we might be able to use the Cerberus, for example, or some of the other wonder weapons. So yeah, I'm so surprised how much Modern Warfare 3 Zombies ties into Cold War Zombies and COD 2024 Zombies. This is all so interesting. Let me know in the comment section down below, do you think Eddie Richtofen or Peck could even make an appearance in the storyline, but they will be super old? It's also interesting to know that currently at the time of this taking place, Sgt Frank Woods is also an old man in the wheelchair in a care home, as we are very close now to 2025, the events of when Black Ops 2's campaign took place, so all of this could tie together in the future. Right now though, this is all very exciting news, and it's gotten me more excited for COD 2024 Zombies even, to see how these people got into this room and how they died and why they died. I'm really excited for what's to come. It's also been rumored that we will be seeing 2 years of Black Ops games. We'll see a Black Ops game in 2024, which is of course going to be set in the 90s/early 2000s, the sequel to Black Ops Cold War Zombies, but it's rumored that we will also be seeing another Black Ops game in 2025, similar to how we've had Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 back to back. That game might be developed by Ravensoft instead of Treyarch, we'll have to wait and see, but whatever the case is, that game could feature a lot of remastered Zombies maps. Maybe that game, the campaign, will actually be taking place close to Black Ops 2's campaign around 2025, and then that could tie into Modern Warfare 3's campaign, and we could see, you know, people like Menendez and also Makarov both working together even. They could have them both incorporated in the same storyline, similar to how we're having Modern Warfare and Black Ops characters working together in the Modern Warfare 3 Zombies storyline. I'm so excited to see the future of Zombies as well, and I wonder what that game will be about storyline wise for Zombies, because will it just continue on from COD 2024 Zombies' storyline, or will it be something else entirely? Only time will tell. Modern Warfare 3 Zombies has been described as a signature cooperative experience that challenges players to team up with other squads to survive and fight massive hordes of the undead in the largest Zombies map ever, since of course it's on the full Warzone map. The break-in, the cutscene opens on a squad of men in military garb about to conduct a nighttime raid on an unknown location. A familiar voice, Victor Zakhaev, calls in support to distract the local police while the military unit moves up to breach the back door of a hotel building. Inside, they quickly plant an explosive, blasting a hole in the wall to reveal stairs down to their subterranean destination. Where they find in that room changes the nature of the threat in an instant. Now, I do wonder why this room that the Requiem heads went to and has this device and the Aetherium canisters is in Urzikstan, and why it's underneath this hotel. It's a very peculiar location. Of course, we know that the map used to be taking place in Las Almas, so I wonder if it was meant to be taking place somewhere else that tied in more storyline wise. I don't really know how Urzikstan ties into everything regarding Cold War Zombies. It's just so far off from anything regarding that story. 4 heavily decomposed bodies are seated around a table, desiccated almost beyond all recognition. In the middle of the table sits a strange device which opens to reveal 2 vials filled with an active substance. Victor Zakhaev grabs one and removes his mask to better inspect it, of course revealing who he is, Victor Zakhaev, the ultra-nationalist arms dealer and enemy of Task Force 141. He appears equally surprised and pleased to have found what his team is searching for, so it seems like he only knew about them due to rumors. I wonder who told him about the rumors. Was it Eddie Richtofen planting information? Was it someone else? Someone somehow found out about this and told him. So in terms of the incursion, storing the 2 vials in a secure container, the squad leaves only to find that the local security forces have raised the alarm, and the military police have sent in reinforcements. The ensuing firefight is both explosive and bloody, and Zakhaev's forces are severely severely outnumbered. As the skirmish continues, all but one of Zakhaev's men are eliminated. Under fire and in desperate straits, he resorts to throwing one of his vials towards the attackers before retreating into his armed vehicle. The vessel shatters on the ground and almost instantly, a cloying purple fog spreads rapidly through the streets, choking out the police forces and rapidly transforming them from living and fallen into bloodthirsty zombies. So yeah, there are actually going to be vehicles in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, just like in DMZ and Warzone in Outbreak. Safe in the confines of their vehicles, Zakhaev and his fellow squad mates witness the transformation firsthand as one of their downed men screams and contorts, his eyes flashing red before attacking the closest survivor. Far from fearful, Zakhaev smiles. This weapon is like no other he could possibly have conceived. Now, I wonder who is in control of the zombies in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. Of course, Zakhaev was in Cold War Zombies. I feel like it's not going to be really that relevant who is in control. I feel like maybe it'll potentially be Sporagmos, one of the old ones. Of course, it was prophesied on Forsaken that the old ones would be returning that we saw in Vanguard Zombies, so we'll probably see them in COD 2024 Zombies, but I wonder who's the control in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. I feel like there probably won't be one, or they just won't really explain it, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyways, let me know in the comment section down below, are there any other secrets you've noticed in the trailer that I haven't gone over in this video? I will leave a link to a video down in this video's description where I've gone over all of the gameplay details we know for Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, but for now, this is everything we know storyline-wise from this cutscene. Anyways, thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're not here for latest and greatest Call of Duty news and information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye.